Hey there, it's John McLauchlan. Hope you are well. Usually, when I do a video, I talk about business strategies or something to do with business. What I want to talk about today is self-improvement. When I first started online businesses, it was the biggest thing about starting an online business and moving forward and creating success, whatever success means for you, is all about mindset. And what I want to do right now is share with you some of the things I've picked up on, some of the things that I've noticed over the last sort of 15 years of doing this and going to many different live events and both here in the UK, over in the US and around the world. And what I've found is patterns of commonality. And we know that if you are in business and you see somebody who is successful or who you want to be like, if you like, and there are always patterns of commonality between people who are successful and also people who struggle. And what I'm going to do right now is kind of touch on one or two of those points to really help you to kind of understand and maybe reevaluate where you are on your journey and some of the things that you can do to move forward and maybe hopefully, I know it's a double adjective, maybe hopefully, but move forward. Because to be quite honest with you, when you are struggling with anything in life, to actually pick up the ball and say, where am I actually going with this? What do I need to do? And the changes that sometimes you need to take are quite painful. And one of the things that we do in business is that we in life is that we run our lives, we run our businesses based on our own internal beliefs, our internal values that we've been given from our parents, from our friends and colleagues and the people that we associate with. And that's all part of being human. We all do different things, we all have different expectations, and we all have different motivations for carrying on and building a business. But let me tell you something about what I've noticed over the last, several years of going to different events, and that is about the people. And what generally happens is that you have a lot of new people in this industry. A lot of people come and go, okay? But you have new people, you have people who are successful, and you have people who are good at being good attendees, people that always turn up, always take notes, and they're always there, okay? So let me tell you about, some of the people, and maybe you can categorize where you are and sort of maybe some of the things of what you need to do to move forwards in your business. Now, this subject I'm going to talk about is an area that in my team, okay, I'm going to start introducing other people in the area of psychology because it's a really interesting, and if you look at some of the some of the big aha moments in business and in life, it can be someone who looks at you from the outset as a third party who doesn't know you to say, do you realize what you're actually doing in your business? Do you realize that what you're doing, and I'm talking about me now, do you realize that you are self-destructing? Do you realize that you're being self-destructive by coming out with a certain phrase or a certain action that you do on a video, or a certain character trait that you have where you get to a certain point in your business and then self-destruct or have self-destructive tendencies? And I'll be quite honest with you, a lot of men suffer with this trait, and just going off on a little bit of a tangent, this is why male suicide rates currently right now are off the charts, because men, very independent, we're strong and we want to move forward, and nothing phases us, and then we come and shut the door and we go, I've got all the worries of the world, okay, now what do I do? Okay, I'm supposed to be the breadwinner. So I know this has gone off on a tangent, but let me just tell you a little bit about the things that I've observed when going to marketing events. So first of all, you have the leaders of industry, you have people who are always consistently on the leaderboards, people that always consistently do very well, and people always want to talk to those people. But have you noticed it's always the same people? Okay, where if you're involved in a company or you're involved in social media or whatever you do, okay, it's, internet marketing, online marketing is a fairly close-knit community. But have you always noticed it's the same people having the same results, giving the same trainings, and you think, why? How come they're always on top? How come they're always on the leaderboards? Okay. Now on the other side of the spectrum, you have a lot of new people coming through, and sometimes those new people just do what they're told to do, and they raise or they go through the ranks very quickly, and suddenly they become a leader. And for the people in the middle, it can be, well, how did they get to where they are? What are they doing differently? What are they doing differently than me or, anybody else who's been on this journey for longer? You also get people who are very, very good students, okay? They turn up to every event. They come with pens and paper ready, notepads, little recorders, and you ask them, how long have you been coming to this event? And they'll say, I've been coming to this event. I've not missed an event for the last 14 years. And you go, fantastic. Your business must be doing really well. And they go, yes, it will be. It will be at one point, okay? And they're doing the same things, okay? The leaders do the same things over and over again, and that's why they get the results, okay? People that are very good at turning up, okay, are very good at turning up, but not very successful in the business because they keep doing the same things, okay? The new person doesn't know what they're doing. So they go, what do I need to do? And you'll notice when you get a new person involved in a business, or you coach or mentor a new person, and they go, what do I need to do? And you say, go and do that. And they come back as quickly as that, and they'll say, I've done it, now what do I do? And that is the sort of person who will succeed in business and in life. Now, I've done this before where I've been building businesses and someone said, okay, what you really need to do, you really need to go through a funnel process, and at the end of it, you need to talk to that person live on a Zoom or call them on the telephone. And I thought, no, I'm not doing that. I do it now, but in the past I've gone, I'm not doing that. I don't want to talk to people. I want to, just sit behind my computer screen. And really, that's where a lot of people are in their business. They go to a point and they go, okay, what you need to do video. Okay, if you want a sales funnel that's going to convert, I want to do video. And they go, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do video. I'll tell you what I will do. I'll put a picture of me on there, and then that'll do. Okay? And then they wonder why their funnel doesn't convert. Okay? Or things like that. So there's a lot of things that people will and won't do, and really it's the new people who come on board, who don't know what they're doing, who say, I'll just do whatever it takes, and they're the people who quite often can get resented by people who've been trying to build a business for years and not really succeeding. So where do you go? If you find yourself where you're in the position of, if you're brand new and you're moving forward, it's natural to want to move forward quicker. That's just human nature. Okay, sometimes you'll be frustrated, but if you're moving forwards and you're making progress every single day, what will happen is you'll look back in 3, 6, 9 months and you'll go, wow, look how far I've come, and now look what I've got. Okay, if you're in the position where you're buying more software, you're trying to find that secret pill, you're trying to just break through, just to find the right thing, just the right mix, the right marketing mix, the right message, but you're not quite getting there, okay, then what you need to do is you need to look and turn and face yourself and really take on board what people are maybe going to try and tell you, or look at what people have been trying to tell you over the years, okay? And what I always say is that a lot of marketing, a lot of people market to mask their vulnerabilities. Okay, and I've done this in the past, thinking that it was the right thing to do. So, for example, let's say I've just started a brand new business, but I think I need to be a little bit of a higher level. I think I need to impress some people to try and get people's attention. So I'd say to people, I maybe allude to the fact that I'm more successful than I really am. Okay, and there's an incongruency there. Okay, so you may add little things and say, there's somebody I used to know in a marketing mastermind I was involved in, and he used to say, if you want to be very successful, and he used to add, and it was almost like he was adding this little thing in brackets, if you want to be very successful like me, you really want to do this, and he's putting himself at an elevated level, which really just annoys people, and there's no real need to do things like that. And when you're doing that, what you need to do is look at yourself and say, why do I need to do that? Why do I feel the need to try and elevate my position on social media, online, when really my position is here? Because what happens is, when your reality is here and your persona, your brand, is exactly in line with who you really are, that's when results start to happen. That's when things start to happen. Okay. So, I used to have like a property company, and I had several different companies all operating at the same time at one point. And so I used to say, well, I've got several different businesses and blah, 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 blah. And again, there's no need. Okay. Just because I've got several businesses doesn't mean I need to tell everybody. Okay. So therefore, really, am I doing that? Yes, I am. Okay. So I need to be pulling it back down again. Okay, and moving forward and really resonating with my audience. And if my audience are people out there who are brand new business owners who really don't understand what they need to do, then just tell them what they need to do. If you're successful, or whatever people classify, whatever people define success as, they'll go and Google you and they'll find out for themselves. And as soon as they find out that you're just an average Joe Blogs who's calling himself a six-figure marketer, then you've lost all credibility pretty much forever, all right? And you'll always struggle. So look at yourself, and if you've got an elevated position and it's not quite congruent with your reality, then that's going to seep out in everything that you do in marketing. Okay, your videos, you'll have elements of that in your videos, and people will pick up on it, and it's like rubbing a dog the wrong way. It's like, subconsciously it'll happen. In your emails, when people read your emails, it'll have the same effect. Everything that you do in marketing will have the same effect. Okay, so you really need to look at yourself and really critically analyze what you're actually doing in terms of your marketing, in terms of your message, and also in terms of how what you say is received in the eyes of your audience. It's really important. And the best way to market is just take the emphasis away from you. Okay, take the emphasis away from yourself and think about your audience. Think about how you can best serve your audience. Because what you'll start to say things that resonates with your audience, okay? And your whole persona will change. You probably won't even realize, okay? But if you get rid of this inadequacy, this vulnerability, and make yourself vulnerable. Make yourself vulnerable, okay? If something happens, okay, then tell people. If you're brand new to marketing, okay, and you're trying, I used to do this all the time. I used to have little post-it notes. Where's the camera? Little post-it notes, little points. Say this, then say that. Or I used to try and rehearse lines, which is horrible. Okay, because you're not engaging with your audience. You're engaging with what's in your head. So you're going like that. Right. Okay. So yeah. So you're not engaging with your audience, and your audience on a conscious level can tell. They can tell exactly what you're doing. Okay. So be vulnerable. Hi, ladies and gents. I'm John McLauchlan. I'll be quite honest with you. This is my very first video. I'm really kind of nervous, so please bear with me. But anyway, this is the message, and if you're interested, click the link below. Something like that. Okay. So you're just telling people, honestly, this is me. This is me, people. Okay, this is my first video. I don't really like it, and you can probably tell, and I'm really rubbish at. But hey, I'm getting it done, and the fact that I'm doing it, you can do it as well. Okay, so things like that. All right, just keep your message congruent with what you're saying. All right, and sometimes, you know, if you've been marketing for a while and you haven't got the results, you know, and I would say if you haven't got results within sort of 6 to 12 months, I mean, if you're getting leads, that's a result. Okay, if you're getting some conversions, that's a result. All right, so I'm not talking about, you know, developing a 6-figure business. You really, I think, in this industry, you just want to forget all those sorts of statements. You know, I mean, how often in the corporate world, how often in the corporate world does everyone say, hello, my name's Pete, I'm a 6-figure earner, nice to meet you. What? 6-figure earner, so what? You know, I'm your estate agent, nice to meet you. I earned almost $250,000 last year, so I know what I'm talking about. How can I help? It's just nonsense. It really is. You know, and yet we think it's necessary, you know, online to say, my name's John McLauchlan, I'm a very successful marketer. You know, no, you don't do that. You know, you just give people good information, give them what they need. People will then Google, or people will make their own mind up, their own decisions, okay, about what you are and where you are and what you can offer them, okay, and it will come back to you. So you don't need to make those statements. And I think what we need to do within marketing as well, aside from looking at ourselves and what we're actually projecting, is we need to get rid of all this old-fashioned marketing nonsense, you know, where we talk about being a 6-figure earner, where we talk about, you know, the ultimate guide to, you know, doing this and all these big statements. I mean, they do work in the right environment, but we need to be teaching people as marketing professionals to move away from that, because people can see right through it. And, you know, if you take away as much hype as possible, this industry would be 10 times better. Okay. And the authorities would be bored. You know? So going through the process of being really brutally honest with yourself is difficult. It's challenging. You're going to want to give up, because, you know, sometimes if you've been going through a process for so many years and you've had some successes, but you haven't really had the success that you want, you're going to be really frustrated, and you're going to have to challenge your own beliefs, your own values, and that's difficult, you know. And I'll be quite honest with you, you know, I've gone through that process myself to try and, you know, I had a very self-destructive way about kind of everything, to be quite honest, you know, life, relationships, business, the whole lot, you know. And it's only when you stop that process and think, what am I actually doing? And you look back at your life. Sometimes when you have that revelation of, this is what I've been doing, you look back on your life and you go, crikey, I've been doing that for years. You know, I've built businesses up and I've seen them crash down. You know, one of the worst things that happened to me was 9/11. You know, when I was in the police, I decided to go into property developing and did actually do very, very well really quickly. And I got this business plan together, and I thought, okay, I mean, back in the day when you could buy a terraced house for £20,000, I mean, the first house I ever bought was the first house was 17,000, just over 17,000. The second one was 11. So you can see the potential for making profit. And I did very well really quickly, and then decided to go into Florida. I bought some places in Florida. And what happened was my mum got really ill and unfortunately died of cancer at the same age as I am now, 52. And I kind of built the business really mad. There's two ways you build a business, either mad or excited. Okay, and I've been both, but I was mad, and I've probably been mad ever since. And I built it really aggressively, and then 9/11 happened, and I lost the best part of $500,000 after building it up and going through massive sacrifice to build the business, and that kind of did accelerate that self-destructive mechanism. And quite honestly, it's quite a recent thing where I've stopped the process. The process has stopped, and you've got to sometimes you get to an age, or you get to a certain situation where you kind of really look at yourself and you go, what the hell am I doing with this life? Why do I keep building up and destroying it, building up and destroying it? And yeah, so we all go through the process. Just because we are perceived to be successful, or we're building a business, or we're leaders in business, or whatever we do, everybody is fundamentally flawed. Okay. And really what it takes to move on from where you are is a case of putting your hands up and going, right, this is where I am. Okay, so you either get help from somebody, or you really internalize what's going on, and you put a plan in place to really sort it. Okay, because if you don't sort it, that will just repeat itself. The whole cycle will repeat itself. You'll build your business, and then suddenly you'll think, no, I need to move on and do something else because that business is now taking care of itself. This is what I used to do. And then move forward, and then, the business that I've just built up is now stopping and crumbling. Why? Well, it's because you've got a self-destructive tendency, and that's what happens. Okay. So when it comes to building businesses, you can either be the leader, and everybody who's watching this video can be the leader. Okay, it doesn't matter where you are right now. It doesn't matter what your financial situation is, what you believe in yourself. Okay, because all that can be changed. If you really understand where you are, you get the right help, you get the right guidance, and you start putting one foot in front of each other rather than sideways or backwards or however else you want to do it. Just go forwards and get the help that you want. And quite honestly, the easiest way to move forwards is just to accept that you need help, just to accept that things aren't really going the way you want them to, and to then craft your message that is equal to where you really are. Okay, don't elevate it. Okay, don't put it down. Just keep it exactly where you are. Okay, and you'll start moving forward. Right, I think that'll do for today. We've been on for 25 minutes. Crikey. Anyway, so this is a subject that is quite in depth. It's quite deep, and it's something that if you do have, something that you need, I'm in the process of putting some support networks together, because I understand everyone needs not just a video, not just a let's get rid of what's holding you back, and you can move forward in your business. Okay, words are easy. Sometimes we need professional help and guidance, coaching, mentoring, and I'm in the process of putting that together. Not just to help, but to really help with those fundamental issues of why some of us don't move forward in our business. Okay, so it's all happening, and it's all coming. So I'm really looking forward to that. But if you are struggling with things, then reach out to me, and we can work on something. But I have right now got a lot of people coming together in their own level, their own areas of expertise, to help everyone to go forward. Right. Well, I know that's not going to help, but I know if you're struggling right now, not just with business, but maybe in life, then there is help available. We'll talk soon. Bye for now.